It started one day in 1776. Suddenly, we were no longer part of the old world. We were a new thought, a new idea. We were the United States of America, a gathering of people who came from different countries, spoke different languages, all banding together in a great social experiment. They called themselves We the People. They had a country to protect together, to build together. An incredible collection of individuals who had to work and think and invent, who did all the things people had to do together to try to form that more perfect union called democracy. "200 years later, still growing and changing, still a collection of individuals, still the United States of America."
It all began with these documents.
John Warner, head of the American Revolution Bicentennial Administration.
Everything we have done as a nation, as a people, has been based upon these blueprints: the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights, kept here at the National Archives always to remind us not only to look at them, but to read them and to talk about them, to decide whether the hopes and the aspirations as written in these documents have been fulfilled. We, the people, are about to enter our 3rd century. Today, we need something to wave the flag for, something to cheer about, something to motivate us, and we've got it. Our history, good and bad, sad and happy, a history of the people. We, the people, are growing, expanding in freedom, and that's what the Bicentennial is all about. We're having a revival of our national spirit. I experience it as I travel across the nation. Just within the past few months, I've visited 22 states and over 60 cities, and I've seen with my own eyes thousands upon thousands of bicentennial events in the planning. Local events, people events, events motivated not by the government, federal or state, but motivated by the imagination and the individual initiatives. Some of the events are small, some are big. Some are just in the community, and some will cover several states. But one of the biggest, most important bicentennial events is the epic journey of the American Freedom Train. Drawn by a giant steam locomotive, this 24-car train will carry an exciting documentary of our history on a 22-month, 17,000-mile journey that will stop at 76 cities. Why is the Freedom Train so important to the Bicentennial? I ask you to think back to the middle years of the last century, to the years when the railroads spun their threads across the prairies, through the deserts, over the Rockies, to tie this nation together for the first time. In those days, the sound of the train whistle got into the bloodstream of America, became part of our national soul, a vaguely restless expression of our search for freedom and adventure. And just as the railroads had united the America of a century ago, I see the travels of the Freedom Train as a symbol that will bring together the richly diverse mosaic of local bicentennial events going on in every community. The Freedom Train is a national bicentennial event. It is estimated that upward of 40 to 50 million people will view the Freedom Train, indeed an unforgettable bicentennial experience. The Freedom Train is a people's train, of, by, and for the people. It brings a rich, new, fresh spirit to the Bicentennial.
Freedom Train got started in the best possible place for creating a new train, an old converted railroad station in Lebanon, New Jersey. A group of people, experts, were assembled to explore the possibilities of a dream. The dream of Ross Rowland, a young stockbroker. His love of trains and country suggested a special kind of event for the nation's bicentennial celebration. A living, traveling documentary that would move across the continental United States, that would bring historical documents and artifacts to millions of Americans. It would be called the American Freedom Train. He wondered if it was possible. After months of meetings, discussions, planning, and fundraising, the dream turned to reality one morning in Venice, Florida, when a group of skilled craftsmen began changing the look of old baggage cars, getting them ready to become part of the Freedom Train. The cars had been retired, were out of service. Cars that long ago moved across the continent, carrying their cargo of goods to help make the country go. Now they were being brought back to life to carry a new, very special, priceless cargo of the nation's history. And a gathering of people went to work on them with as much tender, loving care as a blowtorch and their skills would allow. On the other side of the continent, in Richmond, California, other people came together with their individual skills to help transform still other cars. Welders, engineers, carpenters, painters. 50 experienced mechanics to put in a moving walkway that would carry millions of Americans past relics and replicas of the nation's 200-year history. Air conditioning and heating engineers set out to design and build a total environmental system to protect priceless documents from humidity and temperature. Fire equipment experts created a whole new kind of fail-safe system that would protect both artifacts and people. In the course of their work, the people in Richmond, California, and the people in Venice, Florida, would cut their way through several tons of old steel to bring into being a fresh, exciting bicentennial concept of our national heritage. In Larchmont, New York, designer Barry Howard and his staff were creating designs that would transform interiors of old baggage cars into unusual contemporary display modules.
The first major problem in translating ideas into design is to develop a storyline which can be the vehicle through which we can present all the various important documents and objects and graphics which are part of the American experience. All of the varied accomplishments of 200 years of America, from the beginning through now and looking toward the future. These are accomplishments in science, in culture, in music, in art, in philosophy, and in thought. And it encompasses all Americans, because after all, that's what this project is about and dedicated to, all Americans. When our visitors arrive in the entrance car, just before car one of the presentation, they will be handed a wand, which looks very much like this. It's actually a transistorized receiver, and each visitor is asked to hold the wand to his ear as he moves through the train. And in this way, every visitor, adult and child, hears all of the narrative, all of the music, all of the sound effects which accompany the exhibit presentations.
When you enter the first car, you'll experience the country's beginnings. In a print shop window is a copy of Poor Richard's Almanac. You'll see broadsides announcing the Boston Tea Party, the pulling down of King George's statue at the Battery in New York City. And on the soundtrack, the recreated voices of those times. No taxation, give me liberty, to arms, the British are coming. Car 2 is a capsule of exploration and expansion. You experience the first movement west, sounds of wagon wheels and voices that help create the excitement of a people and a nation exploring all the elements of nature. A country moving from wagon wheels to motorized wheels, to the roar of jets and rocket ships, always searching, reaching out to the moon or going down to the bottom of the sea. Car 3 carries you through the history of growth and change. 200 years of change. Dramatic displays will show farms turning into great cities, pastures into roads and bypasses, the preserving of natural America, our national parks and recreation facilities. In Car 4, replicas of the wide variety of individuals who made this country will talk to you. Specially designed lifelike mannequins will confront you with the ideas of freedom that brought them to this country. In a sense, it will reflect our ancestors from all over the world as they confirm our 200-year-old heritage. The inventors take over car number 5, the people who gave us the base for our American know-how, Franklin, Edison, Bell. You'll see a marvelous array of original inventions, artifacts that range from ordinary tools to American inventions that change the way the whole world lives, eats, communicates, travels from then to now. Car 5 is the continuing American technological revolution. Car 6 celebrates we the people at all our daily tasks. 200 years of farmers, factory workers, office workers, firemen, policemen, doctors, lawyers, merchants, writers, poets, teachers, housewives. As the walkway carries you through Car 6, you begin to celebrate yourself. We the people. In Car 7, you celebrate the history of American sports. See replicas of the great heroes and heroines of the past and the present. Hank Aaron's bat, Lou Gehrig's bat, Willie Mays' bat, Jesse Owens' track shoes, pictures, documents, valuable artifacts that create a sports happening, a 200-year heritage of memories and surprises. Car 8 takes you into the world of entertainment, the performing arts. Excerpts from great old movies to Mill, Griffith, Tracy and Hepburn, Fred Astaire, and Ginger Rogers. You'll move along the walkway to experience performances from the greats of Broadway, scenes from plays and musicals that make up our theatrical heritage, old radio shows with Benny, Fred Allen, Jolson, old television shows with Burl and Gleason, a dazzling montage of entertainment. In car number 9, you'll see the works of painters and sculptors who have used this country to reflect the look of people and their changing habits, fix them in time with their paintbrushes and imaginations. Car 10, in a sense, sums up the whole American experience. The first 9 cars have woven the fabric of American history, and Car 10 illustrates several moments when that fabric had been strained almost to the point of breaking, crisis moments, out of which the people have come through a little wiser and stronger. And as you move into the exit car, you share the lines, "Now let us celebrate America, its weakness, its strength, its failure, its success, and together let us make the next 200 years of American history more meaningful." At the end of December 1974 in Portland, Oregon, one of the great iron horses was pulled from its pedestal in a park. No longer a monument to the past, the old engine, like the baggage cars, was coming out of retirement. The children who've been crawling around it for years, pretending and dreaming, would see it alive, back in action. It weighs in at 900,000 pounds. Built in 1941, the Southern Pacific Daylight engine would be used on the western part of the Freedom Train's run. At the same time, a Reading T1484 was coming out of retirement to take over the eastern part of the trip. A foot shorter and 50,000 pounds lighter to fit into certain small clearances that dot the eastern tracks. January 1975. America's leading builders of industrial exhibits in Chicago, Pittsburgh, and Alexandria begin to transform designs and blueprints into all the exciting displays that would bring the past to life. They were shaping a replica of the theater box Lincoln sat in at Ford's Theater. They were finishing columns and doors and the windows through which you will look into the past, and completing the walls of displays through which the walkway will carry you on your trip across the nation's history.
Then Honest Abe stepped in the cab, and the wheels
In
began
Nashville,
to roll.
Tennessee, capital of country and western music, recording stars Dolly Parton and Porter Wagner were recording their rendition of Here Comes the Freedom Train.
As he drove the train with fury, and freedom did survive.
Once again the train rolled westward to California's golden shore, through the desert and the prairie, stronger than before. From Atlantic to Pacific, she rolled the rails with pride, and traveled the tracks to glory, that good old American kind. All aboard America, here comes the freedom train. All aboard America, here comes the freedom train.
These are part of 150,000 models that were created for the purpose of getting a...
Early in February, people in museums all over the country and unique private collectors like Ann and Rundle Gilbert of Garrison, New York, were cataloging, coding, and shipping off artifacts that would fill the Freedom Train's display cars.
This is one of the ones that will be on the Freedom Train.
Now here's a machine for filling cans by Barker, 1878. Now these are all part of the collection that we bought of the original inventions that were in Washington. And each one has the original tag that was placed there in 1878. And this is the history of America.
In miniature.
In miniature.
In miniature, yeah.
From every corner of the earth we have come, bearing gifts of intellect and skill, art and compassion. We are, all of us, Americans, struggling together, suffering together.
In recording studios, stage and film stars were taping the sounds of history. Stars like Ossie Davis, and among many others, actor-singer Richard Kiley.
The woodcutter's song, the plowboy's on his way in the morning, or at noon intermission, or at sundown,